You don't want to face this player. It's not that this person lands every shot. In fact, they miss a great deal of them. It's not that this person never puts a foot wrong with their movement or positioning. They'll get caught out by many guardians with sharper wits than him. And it's certainly not because this person spends their entire free time in trials. She's still dependent on good teammates. No. There's nothing you can say or do to this guardian to throw them off their game. This is the story of the most dangerous guardian in Destiny 2. My name is Ascendant Nomad, and I'm your Crucible Doctor. We are many things as PvP players. We're competitive, we're passionate, we're opinionated. We load up Crucible every day not because of some grand design that seeks to reward us, quite the contrary these days. We queue up for that next match because we can't get enough of the magic that this particular game bestows upon our endorphins when we kill our fellow Guardians, over and over and over again. And with this addiction comes a deep desire to dominate, to become better, to play one more game, to perfect the craft, to beat that last score, or to land one more headshot. In my 13 years as a multiplayer addict, I've faced many different types of opponents. I've met the talkative ones, the whiny ones, the overly hyped ones, the depressed ones, and the YouTube commenters. There's not much that phases me anymore. But there's one particular kind of player, one particular kind of guardian, that makes me hesitate and doubt myself every time. This guardian toys with my strategy and flips it on its head. They laugh when I kill them, and then return the favor unanswered 2, 3, or even 4 times. They know my every move before I do. I've faced this player multiple times now, enough to get an understanding of who they are and what they do. And I dread every time that I face off against them. For this guardian has a particular set of skills that always comes to the fore in the moments that matter. I never want to play against a player who remains violent until the finish. It doesn't matter what stage of the game we're in or what the situation is, this guardian will always find a way to take my head off. 1v3s, no supers, last man standing, doesn't matter. They'll fight to the very end, because they know that it only takes one mistake from you to turn the game completely around in their favor. This is the nature of the game, but it only works that way for those who have the mentality to act on it. For them, the match isn't over until the end screen results pop up. 10 points up or 20 points down, 1 round ahead or 4 behind, it doesn't matter to them. They don't relax mentally until there's no more game to play. I never want to play against a player who has quite literally forgotten how to complain. Complaining takes time and energy that's better spent being completely focused at the task at hand. Laggy players, stasis shatter dive, the existence of titans, silence. Enemy bagging or emoting, butter on Teflon. Nothing will interrupt this person's attunement to the flow of the game and how it relates to the current situation. What happened 5 minutes ago is ancient history, and you know it. This guardian knows it too, so they don't spend the next 10 minutes allowing whatever happened to live rent-free in their heads, affecting their every decision and becoming increasingly emotionally compromised by action taken against them. It doesn't matter that they got shot through a wall or their super didn't get the hit reg that they deserved. Great players don't have time for allowing stupidity like this to get inside their head. They can only play the game that they're currently in, because that's the only game that matters. I never want to play against a guardian who gives their best regardless of the opponents. Trials Reports gives you a good rundown of loadouts and abilities, but most people use it to gauge the average skill level of the opponents they face. Distractions. To this guardian, it doesn't matter if they have 5 flawless runs or 500. It doesn't matter if they use Ace or Thorn. It doesn't matter if there's 3 stasis hunters. No matter what the challenge or the strats, this guardian is unfazed by everything and plays the game in front of them. If they suck, they suck. If they're great, it still doesn't matter. Each game is an opportunity to learn and become better. To this Guardian, cheese is a thing that goes rather well with a fine wine at the end of another lighthouse trip. Everything is fair game, and everything works. In the Crucible, there are no limits to what you can and cannot use, aside from the ones you set yourself. This Guardian has no limits, and doesn't handicap themselves in the name of pride, honor, or skill. Those are meaningless platitudes in the arena that sabotage more than they succeed. The best can and will do whatever it takes that is necessary to win. They don't cry when their favorite weapon gets nerfed, nor do they complain when something new switches up their reality. They adapt and roll with the changes, becoming more lethal every game whilst everyone else is still floundering inside their own head. I never want to play against someone who has a lead-based answer for everything. Not every Guardian can be bested easily. Some require extra work. In order to recognize the ones that require that work, a Guardian has to be at ease with themselves so they can see their enemies clearer. They don't get rustled by a fusion rifle. They don't get upset on a death streak. They seek to understand rather than react. They find the anomalies and aberrations in their flow state. They identify the true threats. I never want to face a Guardian who knows what makes me tick well and then systematically seeks to undo what makes me, me. I never want to face a Guardian who respects me as a player because they'll give me a fight that I'll never forget. At all times, we can only reasonably focus on the present. The Crucible is made up of moments strung along together, with each action taken influencing the next one. This Guardian understands that, and only lives in the now. They don't complain, they're not hung up on the past, they're not worried about their opponent's skill levels. They're not rigid. They don't believe in playing with honor. They're cool. They're focused. They're ready to give respect when it's earned. They're ready to adapt. They're not afraid of playing to win. They're not zoned out or tired mentally. They're more alive than they've ever been before. They're here to fight you, and they're here to fight as best as they can. I never want to face a Guardian who genuinely lives for the heat of the battle. I've said a lot of things about this Guardian and described a lot of different characteristics, but who are they? It's not specifically one person. It's not Kamicakes. It's not Frostbolt. It's not Drewski, Pattycakes, Sides, Glow, Nervous, or even myself. It's not someone I found myself on the opposite side in the middle of a Trials game either. This Guardian is someone who stopped listening to opinions and started listening to themselves. This Guardian is someone who went about to improve their game the right way, by finding out what works and what doesn't work for themselves. This Guardian is someone who trialed themselves by fire and came out the other side burnt to a crisp, but with a smile underneath. This Guardian takes inspiration from the people who find success in a different way to them. They play the Crucible in whatever form it arrives and seek to master it no matter what the sandbox or the game modes are. They play because they love to play, and because they care enough to want to play it better. The most dangerous Guardian in Destiny 2 is you. Because I never want to face the Guardian, you could very easily be. The list in this video was short, but a good first step to start looking at common behaviors you can identify within yourself and start to work on. Maybe there's other things I missed that could very easily describe the mannerisms of dangerous Guardians, and I'm sure you'll leave them in the comments below. The best part is, there's no tutorial or guide required to be a more self-aware person. Just a promise to make to yourself that you're going to try a little harder. I've said this before in the past, and I'll say it again. You are only as good as your commitment to getting better. The learning doesn't stop at the top. It only just begins. This video was inspired by user FP6390 on the Crucible Playbook subreddit several months ago. Please check out his original post and the full transcript of my adaptation in the comments below. FP, If you're watching, thank you very much, and please continue to write more to Our Corner on Reddit. For the rest of you, thank you so much for watching. If you liked this video, you know what to do. Come say hello on Twitch, and let me know what your thoughts were on this one. I'm Ascendant Nomad, and I'm your Crucible Doctor. Cheers.